For today, we're playing TDU-SC, and this time with the ROG Ally. I did try this on the Steam Deck, and it just wouldn't boot. I looked up online, and it seems to be an issue just in general. So, I'll hold on that until there's a fix, if there is a fix, and we'll do a video on that later. Alright, for the Ally though, we're playing at 1080p, 30 watts, and at the lowest settings. Alright, here we go. Man, so far, not so good. In the mid-20s and the mid-30s. This game is coming out in like 3 months, I think, or maybe 4 months. I think it's 3. And with the way it's playing right now, I don't have high hopes, to be honest. I think it's going to be pretty poorly optimized on release. And they can't delay it, of course, because in 2025 we're getting GTA 6, at least on consoles. And they can't do console release first and then PC later. It's just not going to work, so yeah, they're kind of forced into releasing this year. And that won't end well, I can already tell. So I've played this on the 4060 now and the 3080. Haven't done a video with the 3080 yet, and honestly it wasn't that bad at the high settings. It did look pretty nice. And on the Ally, at nighttime, it's not that bad either. The car itself looks nice, but the main issue so far is the pop-in. A lot of pop-in. With the environment, or the cars in general. So if I drive right here, you can see the cars are appearing in the distance. It's quite obvious. And the railing as well on this tram line is also pretty bad as well. Oh, and the foliage too, the trees are looking pretty blurry at the low settings. Yeah, so all around, the car that I'm driving looks nice, it's very sharp, and the reflections look nice as well. But everything else about the environment just looks bad. And for the FPS, so far in the mid-20s on average, it's not great obviously. We're getting major stutters as well. I think, to be honest, this game will do much better on the new ROG Ally. That gets 24 gigs, and my one has only 16. Alright, time for a race, let's see how we go. Should do much worse, to be honest, because on the 4060, it fell quite a bit. I think we lost around 10 FPS in the race versus free roam, so yeah, it's gonna have a hard time. Okay, so far not too bad, in the mid-20s. And yeah, falling down into the low 20s now. The game's responsiveness is just not there at all. It is so hard to drive. But hey, still winning though. This guy's winning now. Come on now, what is he driving? I can't really tell. Oh man. Here we go. Not too bad actually. It's pretty similar. With the 4060, in this section we fell again by 10 FPS I think. Or even more than that. And on the Ally, we lost like 3 FPS I think. So, it's not bad, but at the same time, it is still the mid-20s. So, not very playable at all. Okay, let's pause it here guys, enable FSR 2, try it again. Now at this point, a CPU bottleneck is very likely. Because again, this game is very CPU intensive. So we'll see how we go though. We are playing at 1080p. And, okay, so far in the apartment, not bad actually. The GPU is fully maxed out for the most part. And the FPS is much higher, of course, in the 40s instead of the mid-20s or the high 20s. Wow, outside, sitting still, GPU is fully maxed out, and the FPS is now sitting in the 40s. That is nice. Far more playable, of course. And, okay, relax Mustang, come on. And if we keep going, yep, still fully maxed out, that is good to see. And the FPS falls down into the mid-30s. And yeah, for the graphics, this looks as good as before. It is basically the same look as TAA. Time for a race, and right here we had the mid-20s, with dips down into the low 20s. The audio is stuttering as well. That was pretty awful to hear. The FPS falls anyway, guys, into the high 20s there. And for the GPU, it did fall below. Okay, that's awesome. And for the GPU, there was a bottleneck, but again, not by much to be honest. I'm surprised. It's around like 10% at most. It feels like Battlefield 2042 all over again, to be honest. In 2042, for the beta, I was getting like 60 FPS, and it was decent, but the game was unfinished, it was pretty obvious. And on release day, it was even worse. I could get 60 FPS, but for the most part, I was sitting in the 50s and the 40s, so yeah. I don't see this game getting fixed on time. 100p, 30 watts, let's see how we go. I kept FSR enabled and restored the low settings. Again, I think in the races, it's going to fall below 30. That's pretty obvious already. But hopefully in free roam, it can hold 30 at least. Here we go. What is that sound? Oh, it's somebody's mic. That's just... I thought it was the game. I thought it was just bugging out. Alright, here we go, guys. In the free roam, GPU is down to 90% usage, so we are getting bottlenecked here. And yeah, the FPS is sitting in the mid to high 30s. I wasn't looking there. And also one more thing, we are playing solo here. This is a solo race. I bet if we had more players here, actual players playing, it would be far, far worse. Because again, the servers are empty here, can't really see much, and the races have always been empty for me. Alright, here we go in the race, in the high 30s, and we fall down into the mid to low 30s again. Yep, the audio is stuttering, and so is the game, but I bet that's because of the VRAM. And right over here, guys, it fell down into the high 20s, so again, a stable 30 isn't doable at all times. And lastly, 720p, 30 watts, again FSR active, and low settings. So right here is the first time that I've seen the graphics downgrade. As you can see, if I move, you can see the ground trail a little bit. The lights on the ground. It's not too bad up close, but in the distance, it's very obvious. It looks awful. But yeah, in here, 60 FPS, that is pretty nice. It's not very intensive, but you know, it's an improvement. Again, the FPS is sitting in the high 30s and the mid 40s. One last time, let's do a race. And yeah, like always, in the high 30s. And soon we'll be down into the low 30s. Yep, there it is. Yeah, I think realistically here, it is holding the mid to high 30s more often. But at the same time, as you can see right here, it does fall down into the low 30s at times. So yeah, pretty inconsistent. Why is there a stop sign in the middle of the road? So yeah, still pretty inconsistent. But it is doing better, somewhat. And that's pretty much it. That is TDUSC on the ROG Ally. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time in the next video. See you guys there.